Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. Today I am going to discuss my experiences with Cymbalta, and I was prescribed that for my fibromyalgia pain. I'm going to talk to you about my experiences being on that medication and why it affected me so horribly the way that it did. It basically was literally poisoning me. I am also going to touch a little bit on the subject of the fact that I have PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, and stemming from the PTSD, which I've had since childhood, I also have moderate symptoms of bipolar disorder. So if you guys want to listen to me and my experiences and my story, please stay tuned, and I would greatly appreciate it if you would watch this and if you would like the video in support of this, because mental awareness and mental health awareness is very, very important to get out there. And this is a very hard subject for me to personally talk about because I have not really talked about this with many people. So if you would like this video in support of mental health awareness and in support of my video and me talking about this, please do so. Please subscribe to my channel and please share this video because it is important to get the word out there. Thank you, and I'll be right back with my story. Bye. Hello again, guys. Like I said in my intro, I am going to be talking about the medication Cymbalta that I was on and why it affected me so negatively, why it was basically poisoning me from the inside out. And I'm also going to be talking about bipolar disorder and what it is and how it affects us. I'm going to be giving a little bit of a biology, I guess you could say, lesson on how the brain functions and why the Cymbalta was affecting me the way that it did. I was on it from May of last year until the beginning of March. So it was a really long struggle for me and a long just battle with everything, the way I felt. It was basically changing my personality. I'm also going to have my husband set in here at the end of this video so he can kind of share his experience being on the outside, looking in on me, having to deal with this, and talk about our family's experience because it was very hard on all of us. So let me get started. In our brains, of course, we have nerve cells, and the nerve cells have many different components to them to function properly. My hair is a mess. Now I just went to go pick that up. Anyways, not here to talk about the hair, sorry. So basically, you have the nerve cell, and then you have an axon, which stems off of the nerve cell. And at the end of the axon, there are dendrites. And basically, the dendrites are kind of like branches. They branch off of the axon. And in between each nerve cell, there are presynaptic gaps and postsynaptic gaps. And the way our brain communicates between nerve cells is we have chemical neurotransmitters, and those synaptic gaps can be chemical in nature, and there's also electrical that sends impulses along the nerves. So at the end of those dendrites and the presynaptic terminals, there are what are known as synapses. So synapses are the connecting areas, and they're like a gap in between each dendrite of the nerve cell. And I hope I'm making sense. I am really trying to make sense, like explain this in a way that I know best, I guess. So basically those synapses, especially the chemical ones, can excite the next nerve cell, or they can inhibit, or they can modulate. And those are all ways that our nerve cells communicate with one each other. So Cymbalta is known as a SSNRI, which is a selective serotonin and norepinephrine inhibitor. So basically and I'm turning my page because I did make some notes. So basically what an SSNRI does is it will prevent some of the serotonin and the norepinephrine from being reabsorbed by the next synapse, by the next dendrite. So it kind of just sits there. And serotonin and norepinephrine are two of the chemicals that are affected when you have bipolar disorder. Serotonin functions in 3 different ways, and it functions differently in different parts of the brain. So serotonin gives us this sense of self-confidence, safety and security, which self-confidence is something that I struggle with very, very, very much. So I really struggle with self-confidence, and I'm really trying to learn to get over that and to be more comfortable with myself, and just to love me for who I am, to love me for who God loves me for. He created me, and I need to appreciate that more. So serotonin can also make you feel sleepy, and that's another reason why when you're bipolar, it sometimes affects you, because you have a lot of trouble sleeping, and the serotonin doesn't function properly in that sense. It can also increase appetite, and norepinephrine functions as a hormone and as a neurotransmitter. As a hormone, it affects attention, and also like the fight or flight sensation that you can get. And it's very important for the way the brain functions as well, and for a sense of happiness and security. So now I'm going to explain a little bit why the Cymbalta affected me the way it did, and the experiences that I had while being on it. Basically, when you're bipolar and you're on an antidepressant, you need to also be on a mood stabilizer, which obviously, hence the name, helps stabilize your mood, so you don't go into those depressed and manic episodes as much. It may not 100% take those episodes away, but it does drastically help. When I was put on the Cymbalta, I was not on a mood stabilizer. Typically, I'm on carbamazepine, but before I was actually diagnosed with fibromyalgia and my 3rd bulging disc in my back, I had become pregnant a couple months before that. So I was taken off the carbamazepine and all other medication, and then I had a miscarriage. And my doctor was not comfortable with starting me back on carbamazepine because she was not familiar with it. She wanted me to go back to my psychiatrist to be started on the mood stabilizer, which I could not until February of this last year, because our insurance changed, and the insurance we had before did not cover any kind of psychotherapy, psychiatrist, counseling, anything. So I had to wait until actually it was the beginning of March to go see my psychiatrist, and they had already, my primary doctor had already started weaning me off again of the Cymbalta because of the severe complications I was having from it. And she had kept me on it for almost a year because she really thought that if she just kept adjusting the dosage, that it would work for my fibro pain. And it was actually causing more damage than any good that it was doing. So when I went to my psychiatrist and I explained to him that I was on Cymbalta and the side effects that I was having from it, he basically told me that without being on the mood stabilizer, the Cymbalta was poisoning me. It was causing basically my personality to change completely because the chemicals, the neurotransmitters in my brain were not functioning at all correctly. And it was also causing psychotic episodes, which are sometimes, they can be, for instance, like the psychotic episodes that I had, and I know it sounds so bad, but it's really not. Like, it is bad, but it's like, I'm not crazy or anything, you know. I know it sounds bad, and that may be what you think, but it's really not crazy. Basically what would happen would be I would become excessively paranoid or excessively agitated, angry, hostile. I would lash out, especially at my husband, and say very mean and hurtful things. And I don't remember doing any of it. And that's why it's called a psychotic episode, because you do things that are not like you and you usually don't remember. Like I said, this is very hard for me to talk about because I am just now getting back to the point where I somewhat am starting to feel like myself again. It was almost a year that I went through all of this, and excuse me, I need another drink. And it was very, very hard to go through it. One of my main symptoms was severe depression. And even though I have dealt with depression with the bipolar disorder before, I have never in my life felt anything like I had going through and being on the Cymbalta. My depression was so horribly bad that I almost couldn't pull myself out of bed. It made my pain 100 times worse, and the Cymbalta was not helping the pain at all. There are many times I can remember laying in bed and basically wondering why God still had me here. There were times I didn't even want to wake up. And that's really so not like me. I always have a will to live, and part of what I'm struggling with now is a severe sense of shame and guilt that I did go through what I did for so long. And I wasn't more forceful, I guess, with my doctor and really expressing what I was feeling. I didn't enjoy anything, really. I didn't enjoy talking to my friends, my family. I didn't enjoy doing my nails or my makeup. I didn't enjoy anything because I was so overwhelmingly sad all the time, just so sad. I actually started separating myself from all of my friends, from family outside of my home. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to see anyone. I didn't want to leave my home. It also made my anxiety horrible. Leaving my home was so horrible. It was scary every time I had to leave my home. I wasn't really even on Facebook or YouTube. I couldn't hardly make videos. Like the couple times I had uploaded, I had to force myself, and it was really hard. Even people like in my family, when they did talk to me, or my friends, they knew something was going on because I just wasn't my normal self, and you could hear it in my voice. You could hear the sadness. It was like, it just like seeped out of me. I don't even know what else to tell you guys, because it was so difficult to go through that, and it felt very lonely. I felt so alone. There were some times I struggled with being able to even pray. I had this sense of shame and guilt again, and I just felt like I couldn't pray. Like, I didn't deserve for God to hear me. And I know that is so wrong. Really wrong, because I am a really big woman of faith. And, sorry guys, I'm like starting to tear up here a little bit. It was just really a lonely time. But I did want to come on here and tell you guys kind of what I went through, why I went through it, share a little bit more about myself and what I struggle with, and to let you guys know, yes, I am still around. I am still here. I know some of you kind of wondered where I had went. I had heard through, you know, the grapevine. And we do still have some of the grab bags available, by the way. When it even came to the grab bags, I couldn't even hardly do that, and doing the grab bags brought me so much joy, just because I knew there were so many involved in helping someone in need, and I just thought that was a wonderful thing. And I will do an update on the grab bags probably shortly after this, just to let you guys know what's going on with that. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know what's been going on with me, and to get the word out there that mental health awareness is so important. And I think the best thing you can do, if you know anyone that suffers with a mental illness, whether it's anxiety or depression or bipolar disorder or post-traumatic stress disorder, schizophrenia, even anything, is to be supportive. And I know it can be really hard to be supportive, because it's hard to go through that with someone else or to watch them go through it. Take the time to try to do some research and get to know what's going on with them a little bit. And please, please never be harsh in the way you speak with someone that's really dealing with things. Please don't yell at them or swear at them or make them feel bad or tell them just to snap out of it or to pull themselves out of it, because it's really something you can't just pull yourself out of. You can't just snap out of it, no matter how much you want to, because believe me, you want to, you just can't. And it's so important for people that have mental illnesses to have a good source of support. So I'm gonna stop this video right here, and I'm gonna start up another one, and I'm gonna have my husband come in and talk a little bit about his experiences and what it was like for him and the family to go through this with me, because it was hard on all of us. So I'll be right back, guys. Thank you for watching. Hi everyone, I'm back, and here's my husband Josh. He's going to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about what it was like for him and what it was like to see me going through the last 11 months of pretty much, I don't want to say the word, but I imagine you could probably fill it in. Starts with an H and ends with double hockey stick. So there you go. So. Okay. I'm kind of scared to know what he was thinking about then. But anyways, Anika, come here.
Dog complains. I guess she's doing a video catching up on
bipolar and being on the Cymbalta and what it did because of being on.
You know, I went to the doctor with her a couple times. When they first started prescribing her Cymbalta to help with the nerve pain for fibro and possibly help with other things, just real quick, medication works differently for everybody. I've
Yes.
personally not heard of Cymbalta working
Great
for many people, but it may work for many people. So,
But then some others say it's like the miracle drug.
so
it's
it
not.
depends on everyone, and your doctor would be best to suit for. In this situation, it was not her. I mean, we've had our problems.
Every married couple does.
I mean, we've had our problems, but the stuff that we were going through was not anywhere near normal.
Right? It was a nightmare.
And I mean, it really took it down. She was not the kind of mom she wanted to be. She wasn't. She was no one. She stayed in bed. It was really dragged her down.
I started crying again.
It depressed her. To be honest, it was hard on every one of us. The kids, myself, having to pick up pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And then, the abnormally horrible behavior that was triggered. I guess more than anything, I can only give support to anyone that's going through supporting somebody trying to work on these conditions.
It's hard. It's hard being the person outside looking in.
It is hard. I mean, they don't mean to, but that doesn't help the fact that we're still human. We still have feelings. We still have certain levels of stress and energy we can apply to it.
Exactly.
And, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I guess looking back, I'm glad I'm more happy she tried and she's out there addressing what's going on rather than doing nothing. Unfortunately, it took that long a span.
Well, the doctor also thought that adjusting the medication would help. And then each time she adjusted it, like they put me up to 60 milligrams, I was just out there, like so mean and so hostile. And my depression got worse on the 60 milligrams. And then she gave me a week to basically detox the 60 milligrams out of my system, taking it every other day, and that is not long enough. And then I started going through withdrawal symptoms, and that happened to me 3 times being on this medication. And the withdrawal symptoms are very hard too. It's like you're coming off of narcotics. It's very, I don't think I've been on narcotics. But that's what they told me. It was like you felt like coming off of narcotics. Yes, Anika. Oh my goodness, she's trying to shake my hand. Sorry guys, this is Anika, my spoiled puppy.
Bottom line, it made her bat nuts.
It did.
There were times I thought about getting the kids and leaving. It was hard to stick it out.
Yeah.
So if you notice if you're taking Cymbalta, it may work, but it may not. As with anything, I think the biggest concern is doing nothing.
Yeah.
Beforehand, it was a horrible year. It was, but at the same time, it was good.
Yeah. Right.
It let us know what way's not gonna work.
Exactly. And what medications to stay away from, like what types of medications to stay away from.
And also, like I said, it's better than doing nothing. I think the real trick when anybody deals with anything is one, the fact that you personally feel embarrassed because you're not by quote normal, which is crap. That's
I agree.
An old way of thinking of things, and most healthcare professionals and anybody that's informed and educated know that's not the case.
Right.
But it still doesn't help that.
But there's not enough awareness out there,
right,
though. There's really not.
That's kind of what I was saying. Just being confident and realizing that doing nothing is worse than doing something that's not even bad.
Right. Like even when I started feeling depressed, even on the 30 milligrams, because the pain clinic is actually who put me on the Cymbalta, and my primary physician thought that yes, that would be a good fit for me. When I first started feeling the symptoms of depression, I wish I would have been more forceful, but yet she still thought increasing my dose and adjusting my dose would work. And after a year, it didn't work. And I guess what I want to say is make sure you voice how you are feeling. Like, don't let the doctors, I guess, kind of look over you and be like, well, okay, like if I would have been more forceful, I kind of feel like maybe.
But at the same
I
time,
don't know.
It was helping a lot with the pain.
Well, it wasn't really. It
Yeah,
helped a little bit. Well,
it
I
did.
guess
Because when I
now.
went to the doctor with her,
I guess now, like I'm trying. Sorry.
when I went to the doctor with her, it was helping with some of the fibro pain. She was actually at first able to do more, but as the medicine continued to get in her system, though that she wasn't in as much pain, the depression and everything else made it far worse. And then it's just a matter of muscle atrophy and lethargy will actually, cause your body more pain when you start to do stuff. It was just a vicious cycle that would keep going on and on and on. So we're back to trying other options. And
I'm back to square one. Another thing that the Cymbalta did have an effect on me, it made me gain like 25 or 30 pounds, which is a common side effect of being on the Cymbalta. Don't listen to him. Like, seriously? Really? You gonna do like that on YouTube? Come on.
You're not putting this on YouTube.
Anyways, yes, I am putting it on YouTube.
All right, cameras.
So, anyways, yeah, so now I have the extra weight on my joints and muscles and my bulging discs as well, which does not help the situation, like, whatsoever. But that's okay. We're praying for wisdom, the doctors that have wisdom. Always praying for healing, because I do believe 100% in God's healing. And I believe this is something I needed to walk through, because He has a better design than I can even think of. And He can use my story and our story to help someone else out there. And that's exactly why I'm wanting to do this video, in hopes and prayers that it helps someone out there. And just even to let people know that you're not alone. You are not alone. There are other people out there going through this with you. If any of you want to message me, I will leave my email in there. If you just want to talk, or if you just want prayer, we will definitely stand in agreement and we will pray. Because if y'all watched my YouTube channel before, that's one thing that I usually am good at doing, is praying. Even though I was struggling with praying with myself, like, I'm really starting to feel myself more now and back to who I was. And it's good to have me back, isn't it? It's good to start having me back.
I guess.
He loves me.
It was kind of nice to have the privacy, nice and quiet. No,
he missed me. He did.
It's good. It was trouble. It was a lot of stress. I gained a lot of weight too. Stress.
It is okay. I still love you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
But I'm not a big fan of cameras, so.
Yes, thank you everyone. I know this was kind of a long video, but thank you for watching this. And like I said previously, you're still there. I can see you, Betty. Thank you for watching this, and please like this video in support of all the people out there that have. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. It's not gonna hurt me anyways, but please do like it though, in support of all the people that have mental illnesses that go through this, and all the people that are family members or friends and experience this with them, and just show support by liking this video. And please share this. I don't care where you want to share it, how you want to share it. Please share this video, share it on YouTube, whatever, Messenger, I don't care. Please just share this, get the word out there. And please subscribe to my channel, because I will be trying to get back in the habit of making more videos, nail videos, glitter mixes. I'm debating doing some makeup tutorials. We'll see how that goes, because I'm still learning myself. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support and your love. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.
It's not working.
Why isn't it working?